Welcome back to more Mega Man X2, where last we left off the X-Hunters are challenging me to a duel. So I'm going to have to take them on one at a time, and that's going to start with Wire Sponge's stage. Where the X-Hunters are is decided randomly, and this is one of the things that makes X2 pretty tough, is that you do have to go out of your way to find these guys, and also that does screw up your boss order, which is sometimes kind of unfortunate, but it's part of this game. Anyway, there's a heart tank, always good. And let's see, yeah, with Wire Sponge's stage it is pretty simple, and this is a pretty good stage to start off with because the platforming is pretty simple, the enemies are pretty easy to kill, and also there are some spikes, but for the most part the hazards really aren't that big a deal. Also, you get a lot of power-ups such as extra lives and sub-tanks, which will be coming up on the sub-tank soon. And sub-tanks have the exact same function as they did in the first one, so that's always good. But here we find our first X-Hunter. And this is going to be Agile, and Agile fights a little bit differently than the first two, or the other two guys. This is actually the only guy whose boss fight is completely different in this one compared to his later fight. Yeah, spoiler alert, we gotta see these guys again. And pretty much what Agile does is he likes to slash with that sword and create a wave. Sometimes he can just dash at you, and that's really all there is to this guy. He does have a really simple pattern, and he's a pretty good guy to take out first, because chances are you're not going to be as strong as you would be later in the game, and that is also one thing that does make these fights pretty tough. And his weakness is the Magnet Mine, but you can beat him just fine with the X-Buster. And let's see, I might have some trouble. I think Surges is really the only guy that gives me any trouble. Violin, it's pretty much a shot in the dark with him. And let's see, Agile's about to go down. So with that, he scatters, and we get Zero part number 3, which is going to be his legs. And yeah, you do need to beat all 3 guys in order to avoid fighting Zero later on, and that's something we'll get to later on in the story. Alright, just take out some of these guys. And fortunately this part's not too tough, just need to time your shots, which I failed to do the second time. And then you can actually shoot these orbs and change the weather, but right now I don't have any weapons that would do so. I think one of them is Flame Stag's weapons, the other one's Crystal Snail's weapon. I forget though. Okay, don't need to be getting hit here. And I don't need to be dashing into spikes. And now that we're done with that, this is a pretty easy road to the boss. And Wire Sponge's boss fight's gonna be pretty easy, and like I said before, he's a pretty good guy to start with. Let's just take care of that scorpion and head over into Wire Sponge's room. And his weakness is the Sonic Slicer. You can take care of him pretty easily with this thing. Alright, I think I might have figured out what was up with my slowdown, and I think that had more to do with the settings I had on my emulator. And let's see, sometimes Wire Sponge just likes to shoot his chain at you, and then he can also shoot these seeds at you. And those are really his main attacks, you know, until this next phase, which he should be getting into pretty soon. Yep, right there. Yeah, the biggest thing is he fires a bunch of lightning, that's really tough to avoid. So I just stand still and hope it doesn't hit me. Alright, one more. This is actually pretty neat. You get like a whole fatality effect, where he gets sliced in half, which is something you don't really see very often in this game. That's why I think this might be the only case. So that Wire Sponge is done, and we get ourselves another weapon. This is gonna be the strike chain. It's not the best weapon, but it does have its good uses. And it can also grab onto walls, so that's always good. Let's see, this time we got Surgis in the central computer and Violin in a deep sea base. Yeah, you know what, I'm actually not that good at activating the X-Hunter boss fight in this stage. And even though I know how to get there, I just don't know how to activate the boss fight. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go out of our way to fight Flame Stag next. And Flame Stag stage is pretty fast paced. You got a lot of jumping you gotta do. You also got a lot of climbing. Also, this is a good place to find power-ups. And this takes place in a volcano. So let's just wait for this beetle. And then just egg him on. Or just egg him upwards. As we want him to be here. Oh, you scrolled off screen, you dirty jerk. Alright, where are you? Where did you go? Alright, I guess we gotta wait for him to respawn. Alright, well, first thing I gotta do is jump up here and get myself a sub-tank. So I gotta go back down here. And this time I gotta wait for him properly. Alright, just get up here. Okay, one more. Oh, I mistimed that. Mistimed it again. Yeah, I want to get up here to get that life. And yeah, that's just what happens when you're playing this game as badly as I've been. Now we got a section where we got to outrun some lava. So let's just go ahead and do that. And here's a heart tank, and you probably will end up getting killed at least once trying to do that. And the lava, fortunately, isn't instant kill, but it is pretty easy to get yourself killed by it. I mean, it only takes about 2 or 3 hits with the way I am. Let's see, to activate the X-Hunter fight, you have to go get the beetle to break open this door. And then that's where your X-Hunter fight would be. So let's just go ahead and get going here. And let's see, I think you can get to that life if I took a different route, but unfortunately I didn't. And in this part there are going to be some moths lighting things on fire. And you just don't want them to activate the gas, because otherwise fire shoots out of those things and it does quite a bit of damage. Alright, just take care of this guy. And let's see, the Sonic Slicers is really the easiest thing to use because it bounces off of walls. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to this stage because we are at the boss. And Flame Stag's weakness is going to be the, let's see, the bubbles. I'm completely forgetting the name now. But Bubble Crab's weapon. And his pattern is pretty simple though, and that's why you can beat him with the X-Buster. And pretty much what he does is he either occasionally shoots fire at you, or he likes to jump up the walls and then uppercut my ass. Okay, I need to stop falling for that. Okay, and then it's actually pretty similar to Sigma's fight in X1. Okay, let's just wait for him to get down. And then on one other occasion he likes to shoot these fireballs. Okay, I need to stop getting hit here. Yeah, this is not going well. Alright, well that was extremely sloppy, but I did end up beating him. Yeah, I guess that's what happens when you're not used to playing in this order. Because fighting Flame Stag with the X-Buster is actually something I didn't do very often. And I don't think I've actually ever beaten Magna Centipede with the X-Buster. I think I've beaten Crystal Snail once, so that's about it. But anyway, with Flame Stag gone, I get the Speed Burner. And the Speed Burner has its uses, and you'll see. And once we go back to Wheel Gator stage. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't really get anything done here, so I am going to have to backtrack to Wheel Gator stage. And the first thing I want to get in Wheel Gator stage is going to be the X-Buster power-up. So at least that'll make fighting these guys a lot easier. And fortunately, the X-Buster power-up's pretty close by. So I don't think I had to edit out too much. Yep, it's right here. So the easy way to do this is to use the air dash, go up here, and then dash that way. You can get this without the air dash, but it requires Wire Sponge's weapon, as well as a lot of patience because it is a pretty hard jump to make. And what Dr. Light gives us in this X-Buster upgrade is that you can basically shoot 2 shots, and it is actually a pretty decent addition to the X-Buster. And also you can get a lot of damage done with it. So I am going to cut a little bit, so I'll just see when I'm at the right place to get the heart tank. Alright, now that we're here, let's see, what I need to do is I need to dash across with a charged up Speed Burner and get myself the heart tank. And in the practice runs I actually had a lot of trouble getting that, and I'm surprised I got it on my first try. Guess the opposite of the Let's Play curse. Who knows? Okay, let's see, we got Morph Moth and Crystal Snail. Well, this is definitely going to be tough, but I think I'm going to go into Crystal Snail stage next. And Crystal Snail stage is actually pretty challenging, and reason for that is there are a lot of enemies you have to worry about, as well as a lot of dangerous jumps and a lot of things that like to crush you instantly, or kill you instantly through crushing. And let's see, here's the first thing I gotta do is go here to get the heart tank, but right now I gotta get my hands on right armor. Let's see, this is one I always fail, so if I do end up failing a bunch of times, I'll just cut until I get it right. Okay, never mind. I guess I got it on my first try too. And yeah, that was actually one I was really nervous about because I have died plenty of times trying to get that thing. And fortunately the right armor respawns, so I am gonna need the right armor going forward. But right now what I need to do is get off and get in here. Let's see, I do need to get up there. Let's see, can I get up there with the right armor? Yeah, I definitely have to get up there with the right armor. Let's see, I do need the right armor to break the blocks. Okay, that was easy enough. And then just break these things. And yeah, just keep going with this. Let's see, I should almost be done here. And right here I need to use the right armor, hover up, and then jump out. And I just need to ride these guys to get to the next X-Hunter fight. And this fight is going to be against Violin. And this is actually a pretty tough fight because it is really easy to get hit by that spike ball of his. And also he likes to just shoot at you on occasion. Yeah, see right there I just got ambushed by that spike ball. Alrighty. And let's see, this is really all there is to this boss fight. It's pretty easy to get killed though because that ball of his does so much damage. And, yeah, this is really what makes this fight such a, I don't know, sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's really tough. And, alright, well, at least I ended up beating him. And I'm going to die, because I have almost no health. Here we get Zero's upper body with this, second part. Surges does have his head. Okay, yeah, I completely forgot about that. Whoopsie. Anyway, where were we? We were, I completely forgot about those spikes. But at least I get this extra life back. And unfortunately, I am gonna have to ditch my right armor to make it up this wall. But that's just part of the game. Because here we get a mini-boss, and this mini-boss can actually be pretty tricky because of these surveillance things that shoot at you. But fortunately, with a spin wheel, you can get a bunch of hits in. And he didn't even get to his second one. That worked out pretty well for me. Let's see, I got a dash here. Yeah, because you can get crushed and you can get killed instantly. And there is going to be one hard part that I am going to have to use that for. But right now what I'm doing is getting down here and finding Dr. Light. And this is going to be the helmet upgrade, and this one's a lot more useful than X1 or X3. And what this thing does is that it scans for any secrets. And that's really about it. Alright, well now that we got at least our lives back after that, or after completely forgetting about those spikes, let's just keep going here. Oh god, bats. And you can actually come up here with Morph Moth's charged up weapon and get a lot of power-ups. That's just something to keep in mind when you're trying to power up for the X-Hunter Fortress, which actually follows the 8 Mavericks. Let's just activate you and get the hell out of the way. And it is really easy to get crushed in this last part. We're heading up to the boss. And, let's see, this one is pretty tricky. Actually, never mind, I guess it's not tricky. But anyway, regardless, with all that debauchery out of the way, we are up to Crystal Snail. And Crystal Snail can do one of two things. He can either shoot at, or fly at you with his shell, or he can slow down time and really screw things up for you. I mean, what makes it so tough, and I don't know how this is going to be on this SNES 9X emulator, but occasionally he can also freeze you with a Crystal Hunter. Oh, damn, missed him. Yeah, he can block with the shell just like Armored Armadillo can. Alrighty. Now you jerk. And whenever you're frozen like that, he likes to try and crash into you with it. And yeah, I think this is gonna happen again. And this is where you do have to stay back because you don't know how many turns he's gonna take flying at you. Yeah, see, I didn't know if he was gonna fly at me again. And that's what makes Crystal Snail's boss fight a little bit tedious, but outside of that, it's really not too tough. The good news is he never goes more than 2 flies at you, or he never flies at you more than twice. So let's just take care of him the fun way with the old 1-2. Oh god, don't freeze me. Yeah, here's the time disorienting. And what that does is that really slows things down, and it is pretty easy to get your timing thrown off, and it is really easy for him to get a lot of hits on you because of it. Oh, with all that said, Crystal Snail is done. And we have gotten ourselves the Crystal Hunter. So at 3 more Mavericks down and 1 more Maverick Hunter to go. And he's in the deep sea base, go figure. Anyway, join me next time as I figure out how to get to the X Hunter and Bubble Crab stage, as well as finish off the rest of the Mavericks. I will see you then.